Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tanveer Ahmed reporting from Mehndla. Mehndla is a village which is sandwiched between Indian and Pakistani posts. The Pakistani posts are behind, and the Indian posts, if you look in that direction, exactly where those trees are at the top of the ridge, you will find Indian posts there. If we were to zoom, obviously the light is fading as well, so you won't get a clear sign. But a couple of days ago in the afternoon, about 1:15, about 25 to 30 Indian Army personnel, including many with Indian uniform, obviously with the Indian flag on their uniform, came into these houses, including the one which we are standing on. We're standing on the roof of the last house on the LOC. They came and they urged or demanded that the people in this area, they retreat, they move back, they leave this part because the Indians claim that this is part of their territory. And some of the speculation that is going on is that behind the scenes, the Indians and Pakistanis have agreed to give some portions, just like there's been trade-offs of land in 1971. In a similar way, something backhand or behind the scenes has occurred where the river Poonch, if you look behind, थोड़ा सा दिखाएं पीछे, दरिया इथों नजर आना पिया थोड़ा सा आगे चलें. So we're trying to show the river, right? So speculation is that the Pakistani army have given this portion of the territory to the Indians. And as you can see, there's many houses below here, so it would be affecting a lot of people. And obviously, the biggest issue or point is that how can you do something without consulting the local people? Whatever has happened here in the past 78 years, it looks as if whatever's been done has been done to has been done to solidify the Indian and Pakistani presence in this territory at the cost of the basic rights of the people. And I've already explained in Urdu that the people in this territory on both sides have been deprived of freedom of movement, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of association, and the right to resort to law, and where local law is inadequate to resort to international law. So on both sides, people have been deprived of that. So in the discussions that are taking place, and obviously people are giving attention to this territory, they know that the entry points leading to Pakistan were closed barely a week ago. Yeah. And there's been voluntary shutter down of the markets and wheel jams, which means that public transport, especially, and other vehicles have voluntarily not driven on the roads. So this area has been at a standstill, not once, but this also happened in May, and it happened on a few dress rehearsals before that as well. What is very clear is that the power of this territory is definitely in the hands of the people, and the people are trying to work out within amongst themselves a peaceful, ethical, legal, and democratic way of restoring their right to rule. And these are the discussions which are taking place in various parts of the territory. And events like this, how the Indians came and the people don't know, and the Pakistanis were not present, they took their time, they had a delayed reaction, and even their reaction, the people read the body language of the Pakistanis, and it looked like there's been something agreed behind the scenes to uproot the people here. So to just finish off for the moment, that the people living on the LOC, all the way from Cham, right in the south of AJK, to Taubat, the end of the crescent of AJK, the people have been through a lot. I mean, we could write a whole load of stories about how people are affected, how families are affected. Right? There's even cameras in people's houses, which I'm learning today, installed by the Pakistani army. So how would it be that they don't know that the Indian army is coming? So I would just like to end by saying that the people of this territory have the power, and they are moving towards developing an internal political process. And part of that process, like you may hear in the Urdu versions of this report, that the people here, they want to exercise their freedom of movement between here and the other side, and for people of the other side to come here. And this is something which they're not going to relent from. And finally, what I will say is that it is time for the Indian state to not act like the Pakistani state, right? The Pakistani state obviously has tons of problems. Well, every country has problems, but the sort of problems that the Pakistanis are in, I don't think they are a reliable partner to execute something without the people's will, right? And the people here have the power. So the Indian government and the Indian state, by definition, will have to come to the table to talk. And it's good to talk because ultimately, even if you fight, you're going to have to sit at the table. So I would request the Indians to give a public statement on this issue and also give a public statement on the issue of Zubair Bhatti, which, of course, detaining him is contravening international law. Thank you very much from Mehndla on the LOC in Poonch. See you.